that it's my privilege to have taught this year and in years past.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it like this. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. Do it like that. Yeah. Ba-boom. 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 Do it like that. Yeah. Ba-boom. Do it like this. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. Do it like that. Yeah. Ba-boom. Do it like this. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. Yeah.
Put down the remote and get out the weights. It's time to pump some iron with this 15-minute workout of sports, news, and entertainment. I'm your instructor, Kyle Blackman. Hey, Emily, which way to the gym? That way or that way?
Right. Kyle, jazzercising with senior citizens doesn't really count. Thanks for signing up for this class. I'm Emily Branstetter. As we are not one to skip out on any opportunity to talk about winning yet another award, let's kick off this edition of At PT hearing from Mr. Barry Wood, winner of the prestigious Teacher of Excellence Award.
Well, happy, of course. And I owe all the thing of winning the award to all my seniors that it's my privilege to have taught this year and in years past. And I especially share the award with all the teachers at PTHS and especially our good old English department. Thank you.
Whoever said that volunteering doesn't pay off obviously wasn't aware of the awards and free dinners that happen when you get recognized for doing a boatload of good deeds. This year, the Washington County United Way Volunteer Award Committee gave its aptly named Volunteer of the Year Award to our very own high school guidance secretary, Mrs. Kathy Peeler, who, when she's not here at the high school making sure that students have all of the materials and postage they need to get into college, finds time to help many others throughout the community. Mrs. Peeler would be honored at a dinner held this Thursday, May 11th at the Holiday Inn in the Meadows.
Decades ago, we here in the United States discussed converting to the metric system. While we are still putting gallons of gas in our cars and measuring our height in feet and inches on the door in pencil, one area where we have made advancements toward becoming a fully metric society is in the measuring of races shorter than a marathon. Runners of all ages are invited to participate in the Peters Township 4K race, which I'm told by our crack staff equals roughly 2.48 miles. The race is being held Thursday, June 1st at 7 p.m., starting at St. Benedict's Church. Registration forms are available at the Peters Township Rec Center or can be found online at www.active.com. If you're looking to add to your t-shirt collection, you must get your $20 in by May 18th. If you wait longer than that, the fee goes up $5 and no shirt. We don't kid here.
In a slightly longer race, the American Cancer Society hosted a 24-hour, which in metric or U.S. measurements equals 1 day, relay walk-run at PTHS this past weekend to help raise awareness about cancer and to celebrate those who have survived. Teams were required to keep one member on the track at all times during the event, which raised money to help fight against cancer.
It seems nowadays that we need everything in our lives to be faster and faster. Don't have time to read the paper, check out news on the web. Don't have time to have a whole conversation with someone, just email or text. Don't want to spend a half an hour watching the news. Check it out, PT. Well, in keeping with this less is more mentality, the PTHS Thespians are preparing for yet another night of one acts, which will be performed on May 18th through the 20th for those of you who just can't seem to find the time to watch all 3 acts of a play anymore.
While many people view beauty pageants as being superficial, sexist, and silly, this can be especially true when it involves searching for the one true Mr. PTHS. Last Thursday, PTHS students Sergio Tennis, Mike Stromberg, Matt Amick, Alicia Tima, Ben Robertson, and Alan Fedhovich skipped out on the swimwear competition and answering questions about how to achieve world peace. But they did strut their stuff in the formal wear, school spirit, talent, and question and answer categories. For those that missed out on the competition, the winner was Sergio Tennis. All proceeds from Mr. PTHS, well, not his proceeds, but the proceeds from the audience entrance fees, went to the class of 2008 and the American Cancer Society. For those PTHS students who don't have to wait what it takes to participate in the Mr. PTHS competition, they have their own forum to showcase their talents in the annual PTHS Talent Show. This year's crop of talented youth will demonstrate their wares on Wednesday, May 10th. I don't believe there are any majorettes performing baton twirling, but we will keep you posted here at PT.
Those looking to find a good picture book at the Peters Township Library had to be in heaven this past Thursday. The Peters Township High School photography students began their display entitled The Gallery, featuring such legendary photos as There She Blows, Simplicity, Clouds, and If You Throw a Penny on the Tracks, It Stops the Train. The photographs will continue to be on display at the library until May 12th.
As the seniors from PTHS began to ready themselves to march to the tune of Pomp and Circumstance over and over and over and over again, we thought it good to take time to learn how college-bound students prepare themselves for the biggest decision of their lives, as we take a sneak peek into the next at PT exclusive.
Purdue University,
the Pennsylvania State University,
Marietta College,
West Virginia University,
Duquesne University,
Penn State University,
University of Dayton,
Winthrop University, UNCW,
Robert Morris,
Carnegie Mellon University,
Ohio University,
University of Miami in Ohio.
Because my sister went there.
or business.
They have good football teams.
Gives me a good chance to get a job after I graduate from there.
It felt like
They
home.
have a good business school.
has the best meteorology school in the nation.
I like the campus.
I loved it ever since I was a freshman and my brother went there.
It's pretty well known for its engineering
They
department.
have a really sweet football team.
because of the engineering program and the beach.
They expect me to do well in school.
We have a really high expectation for our students, so I'm planning not to disappoint them.
I do feel like I have to live up to expectations of my parents and my brother because my brother's doing really well in college right now.
I don't have any siblings who are in college, so I guess I'm kind of setting the bar for the rest of my family.
But they want me to look into somewhere like Harvard where I feel that I belong.
They expected me to challenge myself.
Everyone basically has their own choices and everyone's different, so it doesn't really matter to anybody where you go.
They don't want you to be wasting your time in something that you're not going to do for the rest of your life.
College you have to do it on your own because it's for the rest of your life.
A lot of kids do transfer out of schools after their first year because they really don't do any research on what college they want to go to. It's not a decision that you make for like a month or a year, you make it for 4 years.
Well, this workout is over. I think I pulled a hammy. It's time to move to the next session and cool down with Miss Steph Lacey at the Sports Information Center. It's all yours, Steph.
Thanks, guys. As the spring sports season comes to a close, many student athletes here at PTHS have their last chance to show colleges what they have to offer. For others, the end of the spring sports season marks the end of just another year in high school sports. A team that continues to garner attention will be the first place undefeated Peters Township Indian baseball team. As the team streaks towards the playoffs, the Indians have a chance to make history as the first undefeated baseball team in school history. The team continued to tear up Section 4 this past week, starting the week off with an 11-3 victory over West Mifflin. Jordan Janokowski had 2 hits in the game, including a home run, 3 RBIs, as well as pitching the team to victory. The Indians next took on the McGuffey Highlanders last Wednesday. Austin Revito's 3 hits helped pitcher Jason Conley get the victory in a hard-fought 7-4 victory. The team returned home to make quick work of the Elizabeth Forward Warriors 9-2 on Friday. The team hopes to finish out its record-breaking season strong with games against the Ringgold Rams on Monday before clashing with South Park 7 o'clock at Peterswood Park on Wednesday before finishing out their regular season at home against Bethel Park this Friday night. Moving on to boys tennis, it's tournament time, as 2 members from the PTHS tennis team took part in the WPIAL AAA doubles tennis tournament. Adam Marnick and Drew Hencherek made it through the first 2 rounds before falling, which qualified them for the consolation final. But they ended up falling to Jay Jones and Chris Foster of USC. Next up on the tennis schedule all this week is the WPIAL team tournament. The boys volleyball team continued its tough season with a couple of difficult matches this past week. The boys lost to Bethel Park last Tuesday, 3-0, and also fell to Central Catholic this past Thursday by a score of 3-1. The team hopes to turn it around with its final 2 matches of the year, both home tonight versus Cannon Mac at 7 p.m. and next Monday against the Panthers of USC. Game time is 7 p.m. The Peters Township girls softball team has found itself left on the outside looking in on the highly competitive Section 4 playoff logjam after dropping a crucial game against Trinity this past Monday by a score of 4-1. Despite Shaylee Ayano's 8 strikeouts, the team turned things around on the road on Wednesday against Bethel Park by grounding the Blackhawks 7-1. The girls then returned home to drop a 1-0 game to the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils on Friday the 5th in their final home game of the season. The girls finish out their season with 3 back-to-back road games this week, taking on Thomas Jefferson this afternoon, traveling to Shar Valley on Tuesday afternoon, before finishing up against the Ringgold Rams on Wednesday. The girls lacrosse team had a wild week last week, getting the best of the Baldwin Highlanders on Tuesday by a score of 13-2, but then turned around and dropped a 14-7 decision against the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils this past Thursday. The girls wrap up their season with 2 road games, taking on the Upper St. Clair Panthers on Tuesday night and finishing up against the Fox Chapel Foxes next Monday. The boys lacrosse team ran into a few obstacles this past week, starting with the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, who took down the Indians in a close 10-8 contest. The team also lost to Central Catholic last Thursday by a score of 7-4, before traveling to Seneca Valley last Saturday night and falling 11-7. On tap for the boys is an 8 p.m. showdown at Trinity this Tuesday, May 9th, before North Allegheny arrives in Peters Township for a Saturday evening clash. And finally, out on the track, while the boys and girls track and field team has wrapped up their dual meet season, there are still invitationals and tournaments to participate in. This past week was the first round of the Whippeal Team Tournament, and Friday was the annual Baldwin Invitational. Coming up this week in the world of track and field, the Whippeal Individual Championships are held on Tuesday, while the team finals will be held on Thursday. Good luck to all the PTHS sports teams as they wrap up their seasons, and hopefully many of them will have successful playoff seasons, so I can have a job for the next edition of At PT. So let's throw a curveball over to Tina Castillo and Mark Priori for this week's Wild World of Entertainment.
Thanks, Steph.
I know you're all watching At PT for the amazing 2-minute top movie spotlight, so I'll start it up right away. Coming in this week at number 1 is the first big summer blockbuster, or so we thought, as Mission Impossible 3 comes in first with a disappointing $48 million. Robin Williams' ode to RVing, called simply enough RV, is bumped down to number 2, taking $11.1 million. Coming in at third place was the debut of An American Haunting Hauling in $6.4 million. Having trouble sticking, but still good enough to hold on to the number 4 spot is Stick It, which took in $5.5 million, just barely beating out the much more serious 9/11 themed United 93 with $5.2 million. Get ready for the new DVD releases this week, because Big Mama's House 2 is rolling down the block, and not in a hilarious, funny Martin Lawrence comedy way, but it could lead to some silly laughs with Lawrence wearing the body of a 300-pound elderly Southern woman. Speaking of elderly women, Grandma's Boy also comes out on DVD this week, looking just as equally funny when a video gamer has to move in with his grandma and her 2 roommates. Wow, try to contain the all-night bingo and shot put tourneys. Standing much higher on the podium for great DVD releases is Munich, the account of the 1972 terrorist attacks on the Munich Olympics. Munich is scored 4 out of 5 Oscar wins, as well as 12 other nominations for its directing, editing, and screenplay. Another DVD of the historical genre coming out is The New World, an actual non-Disney related account of John Smith's exploration of the New World and the ever-popular Indian princess Pocahontas. I guess talking animals wouldn't work in Terrence Malick's more sophisticated look at the New World. You're not sophisticated, Tina.
Well, Mark, I think I recall hearing about some more DVD releases.
Yes, the magical story of Nanny McPhee enters our world. Hopefully, I never had a babysitter that looked anything remotely like her, but isn't a good babysitter always about what's on the inside and how good a baker she is? Well, Tina, rumor has it you eat kittens for dinner.
Mark, rumor has it you haven't showered since March.
Well, between you and me, it's actually been since December. But anyway, rumor has it comes out on DVD this week, starring Jennifer Aniston and Kevin Costner. Aniston finds herself puzzled in a rumor she hears about her family being the inspiration for the book and the movie The Graduate. Television series coming out this week are Season 3 of Scrubs and the 6th season of Everybody Loves Raymond. I don't love you, Raymond.
Those are the DVD releases this week. Tina, what's your top pick?
Well, Mark, goes a little something like this. Do, 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 do. You guessed it, Mission Impossible 3. As much as it pains me to say it because Tom Cruise is so annoying, Mission Impossible 3 rocked. I guess Tom must have gotten in great shape for all those explosions from jumping on so many couches during Oprah. This time around, the mission was directed and written by the Alias trio of J.J. Abrams, Alex Kurtzman, and Robert Orci. MI3 is a roller coaster of fast-paced action, only slowing down a couple of times for the development of a love story. I think it might even be the best of the series. Mission Impossible 3 is the beginning of an explosion of great summer movies to go see, so start your summer vacation early and spend $10 on 126 minutes of action. In theaters this week is the updated 1972 cruise ship disaster flick, Poseidon, starring Kurt Russell and Phantom of the Opera's Emmy Rossum. The underwater, or boat adventure, begins when the luxury cruise liner, the Poseidon, capsizes in the water during the boat's New Year's celebration. That's a ball drop no one will ever forget. Also, Lindsay Lohan is back in theaters with her latest made-for-teen girls movie, Just My Luck, where Lohan loses her luck after kissing a stranger, then after trying to kiss half of Manhattan attempting to get it back, she finally realizes to not take life for granted. I knew there had to be a cheesy life lesson in there somewhere. Every little kid wants to be a professional athlete, but how many of those dreams actually come true? The movie Goal follows the journey of one kid's dream to play professional soccer. It's also a great family movie to go see after the Saturday soccer game. However, Goal has only a limited release, so check your local theater before jumping in the soccer van to go see it. Also in limited release this week are Keeping Up with the Steins, Giuliani Time, and Down in the Valley. Keeping Up with the Steins is looking rather strange, but also very funny, as a 13-year-old boy uses his bar mitzvah to bring his father and grandfather's relationship closer together. What a great party host. Down in the Valley also promises to have a different plot, but good overall outcome, while following the blooming relationship of a delusional man who thinks he's a cowboy with a not-so-typical young woman. Yeehaw. If you're into documentaries, Giuliani Time has arrived. It documents the mayor of New York City's efforts to help the city, while the Big Apple is forever doomed to crime and dirt. The efforts of Mayor Rudy Giuliani during the 9/11 terrorist attacks were notable enough to be documented. That's all that's coming out this week in theaters and the end of our entertainment section. So from @PT, this is goodbye. And remember, keep watching us because we'll be watching you.